Bringing you the latest news from Bucks County, this is the Courier Times Update with Rachel Cannell.
This Courier Times Update is brought to you by St. Mary Medical Center in Langhorne, PA. It's your health, expect more. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alex Finney reporting from the Courier Times newsroom with what you need to know about what's going on in our community on this Monday, August 19th. Rachel Cannelli is off today. An accident on York Road in Hatboro this morning has claimed the life of 63-year-old Malia Polanco and injured her daughter, Mayvel Cruz. A vehicle struck the two pedestrians around 12:15 this morning as they crossed the street on their way to Walgreens. Polanco was pronounced dead at the scene, while Cruz was taken to Abington Hospital and treated for a broken collarbone and broken ribs. She is currently in stable condition and remains at Abington under observation.
Mother was killed last night approximately 12:15. She was crossing the street. She got impact from the opposite side. They went on the other side. And that death of my mother, it destroyed my life. It was coming from the opposite side. They was going to Walgreens, I believe, and they was crossing this intersection over here, and they got struck by a car. I noticed because my next door neighbor, she told me that my mother was in the middle of the road. So I came running from my house over here. My mother was laying on the floor, covered up with a white blanket. My sister was transported to Abington Memorial Hospital. I'm just, my mind right now, my mind is not straight to think. My mind can process the incident that just happened. I'm just in shock.
The driver of the vehicle stopped following the accident is cooperating with authorities. We'll have more details as the story progresses at buckscountycouriertimes.com. Though a new report shows adult obesity rates are leveling off after 3 decades of increases, local medical experts say the problem will put an enormous burden on our healthcare system. That is because, according to a report from the Trust for America's Health and the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, Pennsylvania is the 20th most obese state in the nation. The numbers aren't pretty, with over 29% of Pennsylvania characterized as obese. 13 other states are also over 30%. Dr. Fernando Bonanni, director of Abington Memorial Hospital's Institute for Metabolic and Bariatric Surgery, calls it the #1 nutritional problem facing the world and the #2 preventable death behind smoking. Reporter Gary Wexelblatt has more on this story on our website. As Bensalem High School prepares for the upcoming school year, it faces a pivotal time in its history. According to officials, the school, built in the late 1960s, is substandard in several ways. Its systems are outdated, equipment is broken, and the building is inefficient, with more than 100 doors not up to today's safety standards. Because of these problems, district administrators and school board members are pursuing a $78 million plan to renovate the high school. They want to create an academy-style school within a school education model. At the helm of the process is new principal Stephen Brandt, the former principal at Roxbury High School in Philadelphia. Brandt was selected in May to replace George Carlino, who briefly took over when Robert Anderson left last year for health reasons. The school district will begin construction document preparation next month, and contracts could be approved as early as next April. Renovations are expected to be done in November of 2016, and our reporter Danny Adler has more on these plans and renovations online. And when we come back, our very own food show host Chuck Thomas stops by to talk about an exciting new experience. We'll be right back. Joining me now is Chuck Thomas to talk about this week's Eat This. Hey Chuck, so I heard that you had a little run-in with a celebrity for this week's episode.
That's true. We had a special guest, Mary Lou Henner. She is in town right now doing a play at the Bucks County Playhouse.
Okay.
And I didn't realize this, but through her publicist, we found out that she's a vegan. Follows a very strict vegan diet. And so I thought, well, while she's here, we need to come up with something that, place that she could go and get what she likes to eat, a vegan dish, and we did just that. We visited a place called Sprig and Vine and came up with this amazing wild mushroom and corn succotash, which, if she goes there while she's here, she's gonna love it.
Well, that sounds really good. Guys, we're gonna take a quick look at a clip from this week's Eat This.
we do have a couple of options for you.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard walking distance.
Yes.
That sounds
One's
really
called Hearth, which is down on Ferry Street, not too far away. Vegetarian. They will make vegan dishes. They do have some vegan dishes. They also are vegetarian. But the one I really want you to check out is Sprig and Vine. Wild mushroom and corn succotash.
So good.
Yeah.
It's like perfect.
The mushrooms are chanterelle and lobster, which that was a new one
Yeah,
for me.
they're rich.
They're
so
red.
good.
They smell a little bit
They
like
smell
shellfish.
I know.
It's
They've got like a
wild.
buttery kind of shellfishy kind of smell.
he-
But
he
there's no
roasts
fish
them.
in them.
But
Yeah.
you know, succotash usually has corn and lima beans. But he puts his own little thing on it. Instead of lima beans, he has edamame in there.
I'm there. In fact, I can't believe you didn't bring me some for this interview.
We would have brought some. It would have been cold.
You can see Chuck's full episode at buckscountycouriertimes.com. With an offensive line decimated by injuries last season, new head coach Chip Kelly wants to make sure there's plenty of depth along the front seven to protect whoever the eventual quarterback becomes. To that end, Kelly had to have been pleased with what he saw from Alan Barber last week, who played left tackle for injured starter Jason Peters. This time last season, Barber was out of the NFL and home in Missouri hunting deer and working out. Now, he's a virtual lock to make the 53-man roster and plans to do all he can to help the Eagles' offense roll.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen, so then in the offseason, my agent got me here and we signed here and then never looked back. So, played tackle all 4 years of college. So it came natural to me, and then in Green Bay, where I was, I played both guard and tackle. So.
Barber played in 25 games with 7 starts over 3 years as a member of the Green Bay Packers, who selected him out of Missouri Southern State in the 4th round of the 2007 draft. Ed Kratz has more on the Eagles as they look ahead to Saturday's 3rd preseason game against the Jacksonville Jaguars at buckscountycouriertimes.com. Jackie Rogowitz, a junior at Pennsbury High, came up just short in her bid for the Pennsylvania Women's Amateur Golf Championship, falling to defending champ Ellen Soresko 5-3 in Friday's scheduled 18-hole championship match at Gulf Mills Golf Club near King of Prussia. It was her first appearance in the state women's championship, who plays out of Yardley Country Club. It was the first opportunity for the 15-year-old to play in a major event against an adult competition, and had she won, she would have been the youngest champion in history. Correspondent Rick Wolfel has more from the tournament on our website. Sunday's African American Day Festival at Bristol Lions Park was a big success with food, face painting, and costume characters for kids, as hundreds came out to celebrate being a part of the African American community.
I'm here at the festival to celebrate the richness of the African American community. Bristol has a rich African American history, and I felt compelled to come out here and be a part of it today.
The event raised money for the Bucks County African Americans for future education. And in case you missed this past weekend's festivities, the 30th Annual Italian Festival will be held on September 14th, followed by Historic Bristol Day on October 19th. You can see more on last weekend's festival at buckscountycouriertimes.com. And you can also find updates on all of these stories at buckscountycouriertimes.com, or follow me on Twitter for your latest local news. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Alex Finney, and make it a great Monday.